What's up, nerds? Welcome to Nintendo Power Block for October 10th, 2017. 10 days till Fire Emblem Warriors. I'm one of your hosts, Corey Derrick, and alongside me, as always, that retro code, Edward Varnell.
I missed my third home.
Oh, man. Ed. So, everybody's going to be getting 3 episodes on their feed this week because it took me a little bit longer to edit the other Power Block episode that we did together when you were here. So, there's the question block one, and then the 2 normal newsy type episodes. But, man, Ed, last weekend was so much fun.
Yes.
Oh, it was so much fun. We didn't do quite nearly enough as I wanted to, but it's okay. We got a lot done. We hung out. We ate some good food. We did a lot of cool things. I'm really excited.
Yeah,
really.
When I come out, you got to take me to the pizza place.
Oh, I know.
I
know. There's so many things to do. Not enough time. Not enough time. So we're back to the Skype OBS setup that we've been doing forever. So, Ed, it's time. It is time to start the episode. Don't forget to email us your questions out at nintendopowblock@gmail.com or join the discussion in our Facebook group, facebook.com/groups/nintendopowblock. Ed, what have you been playing since I saw you last?
Oh, what have I been playing? Okay, so
Destiny 2.
Destiny 2, and it's broken servers. It continues to keep dropping out on me, and I'm getting furious. And it even bugged out on me.
I have a theory about that. It seems to be an OG Xbox problem. Because all my friends that are playing on the original Xbox One, like the fat one like you have, all get disconnected all the time. But everybody that I play with that has an S or like a PlayStation 4 regular or a Slim don't get kicked off. But it's an original Xbox One problem, and it's a PS4 Pro problem where it's this weird issue that people are having. So that's I think it's a console specific problem because everybody I've talked to that has an Xbox One S or are playing on a PlayStation 4 original model or Slim model are not having this issue. But all my friends that are playing on Xbox Ones that have fat Xboxes have this problem.
Yeah. That is so weird. Me and Jesse from Arsenal X, we were playing Saturday night, and the mission that I told you about that I couldn't get past because I pressed X and it kept reloading my gun. So Jesse pressed X and the mission went through.
That's weird.
So we was able to finish it, and then it kept kicking me out again and again. So I'm gonna have to do the final level by myself. I'm gonna try to beat that. Gears of War 4 Hardcore, still playing a little bit more of that.
I revisited Gears of War finally after you. I mean, we'll talk about it later. But anyway, continue. Sorry.
I haven't touched my Switch with Mario Rabbids and stuff because I've been enamored with Metroid: Samus Returns. I'm trying to finish that game, so I've been bringing up more dedication to that. But like Corey said, next Friday, Fire Emblem Warriors, dude. That's all I'm playing on Switch. And hopefully, depending on what my paycheck looked this weekend, I am going to be picking up some Switch games. I do want to get the Sky 5. I do want to get Lego City Undercover because I never played it on Wii U. Probably gonna pick up K Story. I do want to get Golf Story also, and pick up the what was the it was part 2, not Gunstar Heroes.
What you're talking about Switch, right?
Yeah. Gunvolt 2.
Oh, you're talking about the Striker pack, the 2 pack.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. I want to pick that up. So
is that out digitally already?
I think it is.
Because the physical release is until October 31st. Trust me. I just found out.
I know.
Just yeah, let's not get started on my Switch game obsession.
I love your pre-orders though. They're just amazing.
I love the idea. I just don't know how I'm gonna do it.
Right. I haven't played anything from PlayStation 4. Like I said, I did install Stardew Valley for Xbox One and install Halo 5, but I need to start those games. And I actually just updated my PS4 to like version 5.0 or something. So I just did that. That's the only thing I did on my PS4. But I will be starting Yakuza on there. Because Nier Automata, I am going to finish, but I just lost so much interest in that game. But that's what I've been playing. That's what I've been doing. Actually, I played Pokemon Silver also today. And just like played maybe like 20 minutes of it and haven't even got to the first town because I started grinding again. But enjoying that and a little bit of SteamWorld Dig for the 3DS that I started playing. I really need a new 2DS. It's time for me to upgrade. Like seriously, dude.
Yeah. Are you gonna get the orange and white one or the black and blue one?
I might wait till the Pokemon one comes out.
Oh right, I forgot that one was coming out.
Yeah,
GameStop's taking pre-orders on that one. I was quite surprised. I mean, not that I would encourage pre-ordering a console, but like, it is that limited one. Although, those Metroid ones seem to be everywhere, dude. Like, nobody's buying up the Metroid ones. My GameStop still has them. Amazon still has them. Like, nobody's buying the Metroid one, which is really surprising, considering that, like, there's so many, like, not that Metroid's fan base is as big as Zelda or Mario's, but the people who love Metroid.
Right.
You know, and like to see that those are still available somehow, like it's just kind of like, whoa, that's weird. But it's also like everybody's probably upgrading. Like if they need a new 3DS, they're probably getting the 2DS because it's $150 or what, $50 cheaper. 150 bucks. $50 cheaper, and those who have already upgraded probably just don't want to get another one. So like, I don't know. It's weird. It's like in this weird position, but I'm still surprised that those are available.
Yeah, mine's is definitely beat. So I think I'm gonna wait for the Pokemon one. If not, then I'll get the black and blue one because we haven't got the orange sherbet, I like to call them. We haven't got those one or the Korean popsicles.
Yeah, somebody on Facebook today had one and like they had just bought it. And I was like, oh, that white actually looks really nice. It reminds me of when I got my DS Lite. Yeah, it's like, memories. But anyways, DS Lite. DS Lite is probably the best DS system I think I ever owned.
Yeah, I really like the design. It was like, I like the smoothness of it, of like the shell and stuff. And it's just, I don't know, something about it made it look more sleek.
Yeah. Yeah, I just, man, I remember I didn't get the original DS because I was like, I don't know, I forget what I was doing at the time. Oh, I had just gotten the Game Boy Advance SP like 6 months before the DS came out. I'm like, I'm still playing my Game Boy Advance, man. I don't need this yet.
And see, I only had the regular Game Boy Advance. I never upgraded to anything else until I got the.
I have the sideways Game Boy Advance, the original one, and I have the SP because of Final Fantasy Crystal Chronicles. You had to have the Game Boy Advances to play with your friends and stuff. So like me and my friends would all play that, and I had two of them specifically for that. Nice. And I think I bought another one just for like Pokemon trading. Because like the Game Boy Advances, you could play like the Pokemon, like the Pokemon, the original ones and stuff.
Yeah.
And I think I was playing through Gold and Silver at the time, and I was busy trading back and forth with that, and like the link cable worked with it. So yeah, that was pretty exciting. But is that all you've been playing though?
That's all I've been playing. Yeah. I played Gone Home. I beat that. Listen to Arsenal X. I'm just gonna say that.
Okay.
Other than that, I am going to be starting Stardew Valley tonight. And I played the Division Friday.
Oh yeah, I saw that. You posted it on Facebook or Twitter or something that you were playing the Division.
Twitter. I think I did both. Yeah, I was supposed to be. My friend was supposed to play with me, but he never showed up. So I just did like the first mission and just putts around. Yeah, but I'll probably replay that. This one I'm doing that as a female. And I'm probably gonna try to do it with different guns than the ones that I normally get. So
nice. Yeah, I've been meaning to revisit Division for a while. Man, that game really rubbed me the wrong way when all my stuff got deleted after that Ubisoft like that second patch that deleted like I don't know, something ridiculous like 30% of the player base. I think
that was a mess, dude.
Yeah, and it was something ridiculous. Like it was 30% across all platforms or something. But then it was like, something like 60% on PC. It affected, like, it didn't delete 60%, but it affected 60% of the PC player base somehow. And it was just like, man, how did you not catch that in testing or something? So I don't know. It was weird. But
yeah.
But anyways, I've been playing a lot of Destiny 2 still. I don't really think I need to talk anymore about that on this show. My obsession does keep getting worse and worse, though, because I got the Target exclusive Titan, which is wearing the Helm of St. 14 and has Hung Jury and Galahorn. It's pretty much the Titan I ran in year one. Well, actually, pretty much all of Destiny 1, including expansions. So it looks pretty cool. If you're watching the video, I'm holding it up to the video.
Nice. Is it just the figures itself?
Is it just a figure?
Yeah.
Like, you mean does it like have like, can it pose and stuff?
Yeah, I mean, what is it, a statue or is it a?
It's an action figure. It moves and stuff. And then I have the Taken King, GameStop exclusive Warlock, which is also the Warlock I ran. All of probably after the Taken King came out was when I really started getting into the Warlock. And maybe I'll talk about this on Arsenal X next week, but because I wasn't on this week's episode, thank you Ed and Jesse for covering me. I was so dead tired after this weekend, but I'm really loving the changes they made to the Warlock, to the point where I think I might start maining the Warlock and have the Titan as my secondary, which is if you listen to our old Destiny show Weekly Strike, like it's a big difference because me and Brian used to rip on the Warlock a lot from Destiny 1, and now it's probably the most viable character in Destiny 2.
Wow.
In terms of like just the things it can do and provide help for your team. Like it's a good role playing character. Like if you need someone to help, like a sidekick kind of character, I guess is what you can, because it has the healing pool, and it has a bunch of other different things that can really help your team. Plus they really improved the Stormcaller, which is like the Emperor Palpatine shock, like when you flying around shooting the electric out of your hands. So they really improved that. But enough Destiny. I've been playing some Super Nintendo games.
Yes, let us discuss.
Oh man,
I want to hear it all.
I've started with the games that I know, okay, because I'm trying to build my confidence up to start Final Fantasy 3. And
yes,
because like I really want to play through that game because I've never played it, let alone beat it. I've never played it.
I got halfway through that game and never finished it. So I was telling Jesse that I plan to start. I'm starting to plan that one for next month because right now I'm doing Secret of Mana.
Yeah. So like the games I want to get to are Secret of Mana and Final Fantasy 3. But I've been in Mario RPG. I want to play through again. But I played through the first world of Super Mario World. I played through the first castle. Okay, I know for a long time I've been saying Super Mario 3 is the best Mario game, or like in terms of like gameplay and stuff. 2 is my favorite. That will never change. But in terms of gameplay mechanics and stuff, and for 2D Mario games, there's no question that Super Mario World is better than 3. Like
when you get the feather, that whole game changing.
I know. And like, you go back and revisit World 1 and redo all the stuff there, and you go up and hit that yellow switch on the left side, and like, dude, that cape just makes everything feel so much better.
Yeah. It's weird how at that time as a kid you didn't realize how Nintendo just like they gave you Yoshi and then we're just gonna give you a feather, so we're gonna continue to change the game. Like Mario World is just an unexpected of innovation in their game mechanics.
Yeah, it's just this game is really good. So Yoshi's Island I played a little bit of.
Yes.
It's still really fun to look at and watch and stuff. Yoshi's Island is great. Mega Man X is superb. It feels like, I mean, the NES games are great and I love those games a lot, but X is where it's at, man. X just feels so good to play. The wall jumping and the dashes and the slides and stuff. Yeah. It just feels really good. What else did I play? Donkey Kong Country. I haven't
started that one yet.
I could take it or leave it. Like Donkey Kong, it's okay. Like it was a great game for its time, but it definitely didn't age as well as Super Mario World or Yoshi's Island or Super Metroid. Like it just there's something about it, man, that just doesn't feel great, especially jumping from Super Mario World to Donkey Kong Country. Like there's something about the platforming that's just really off.
I think the Wii U just makes that thing look like dust. Yeah, Tropical Freeze even Donkey Kong Country Returns on Wii just makes that old series look bad, and this graphics just like But I mean, at that time, that's what it was impressive to see what Rare could do with that system.
Yeah, it was impressive. It's still impressive to look at though for a Super Nintendo game. Like, you know, I think the only game that's more impressive to see running on a Super Nintendo would be Star Fox.
Yes,
which I played through the first level of that too, and it's like Star Fox 64 is clearly better. Like, I don't know, it's cool, but I mean, I don't really need to play more Star Fox. But yeah, those are kind of the games I've been shuffling through. I played a little bit of Super Ghouls and Ghosts, and it's really hard. Like after the first time I died, I'm like, yeah, I'm gonna play something else now. But those are kind of the games I've been playing through. I really do want to sit down and play through the RPGs on here because those three games are probably the best RPGs of the era. Like even if you're moving into the PS1, like the early PS1 RPGs and stuff, like I still think, you know, Super Mario RPG is really great, and everybody says Final Fantasy 3 is the best Final Fantasy. And, you know, coming from someone who's played 9, and a lot of people compare 9 to 3/6, like,
yeah,
you know, I think I might like it a little bit more than you know, some people do.
I definitely can say that 9 takes number 1, 12 takes 2, 10 takes 3, 7 takes 4, and Final Fantasy 3/6 takes 5. Because I never played 1 and 2, 8 is just horrible to me. 4, 5, 3, 4, and 5. I have I think 3 and 4 I have on the DS. So those that the remake was, so those are fine. And then 5 I have on the PlayStation 1, because it came with that Chrono Trigger. But I kind of want to revisit 5 because they said that one is really good too. But like from all the ones that I played, 13 is like whatever. I just don't like how they just make you feel like you're in the whole 2-party system throughout the most of the game. Like it's only you and another character, and that's pretty much it. And I'm like, this doesn't rock well with me. And then 11 and 14 I never played because those are all MMOs, and I need to get it to 15, but I think 9 is like number 1.
Do you though? Do you?
I mean, I have it for my Xbox One, but I look forward to playing the Final Fantasy games, so I do want to play this one. I want to give this one 15 a try.
I thought 15 was okay. Like it's definitely not my favorite. it's weird. Like, I don't know. And maybe I should have just waited until a lot of the issues were fixed or whatever. Like, I don't know. But it just, I don't know. It wasn't my favorite. It was cool. Like, it was a cool open world kind of, and the battle system is really cool. But, like, after, there's so many things at the beginning of that game that are just like, the beginning of the game feels like it's about a third of the way through the game. And you should know what's going on and who these characters are, which I guess is like where the movie comes in. Like, you're supposed to watch the movie before you play the game or whatever. But that's like, that's
that
dumb.
That movie is a disaster.
I'm like, that's dumb. I don't want to have to watch a movie. I don't want to have to pay you $25 to watch your movie, like on Blu-ray or whatever.
Right.
And then play the game to know what's going on. Like, people should not have to do homework to start a game. Like, that's you know what I mean? Like, people shouldn't have to do homework to start a game. You should be able to jump into a game and, like, maybe not automatically understand what's going on, but at least be like, okay, I think that this game might be heading in this direction. Here's the introduction to these characters or whatever. Nah, that game definitely starts in like the second third of whatever story they're trying to tell, and it's like, yeah. And then like
the story is kind of confusing. It's just like, what is this all about?
Well, like, the story isn't really that confusing once you kind of like get around the idea of what's happening at the beginning. But then like towards the end of the game, there's like like a 10 or 12 year span where it's like they just skip. And like, and that's what this like new multiplayer patch, I guess, is supposed to tell. You're supposed to be this group of people going out to search for Noctis, and this is the time between like it takes place during the time that the game skips, and so like, I don't know, it's strange, but I didn't play any of the DLC, and I don't really care to go back to it because I wasn't that interested in what was happening. I was playing the game because it was fun to play, you know, and like the party members are cool, and I mean, there's some gut-wrenching moments in that story, and Final Fantasy's always been good at that, like giving you like characters to kind of care about, and like when something happens to the characters, you're like, oh no, you know, like I can't believe that happened or whatever, you know. And there's some pretty interesting things that happen to the characters later in the story, which was really interesting, but I don't really care to go back to that game and the DLC. But besides the Super Nintendo games, I've been trudging through Mario plus Rabbids. I want to try to finish it before Fire Emblem comes out next week, because I will not put that game down until Xenoblade comes out.
Pretty much.
You know, and I know Mario comes out in a week, or like in 2 weeks or whatever, but I'm saving Mario for after I'm done with Xenoblade. I like.
Really?
Yeah, I just like. I mean, I'll play it just so we can talk about it, but it's not a game like I'm really itching to finish.
Rushing to play. I know I'm probably gonna be playing that until Xenoblade comes out, because I think I definitely want to have a discussion about it, and I do want to do a review on it. And I kind of just miss playing 3D Mario Brothers. I think it's been too long for me personally to be playing it. I think after playing Galaxy 2, and I won't count 3D World, because 3D World I feel like it's different. It's a mix of 2D and 3D, and it does it just right. But that free roaming Mario,
right, like where the Sunshine 64 style.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I kind of want to like visit that world again and that mechanics, and just play it again and have fun.
Yeah. I'm not. I realize that I don't know. There's just something about Mario games that I'm just like, I want to be excited. Like, I think the game looks fantastic. Don't get me wrong.
Yes.
I'm just not a huge like platforming guy. Like, I mean, I'll play it when I get around to it. Like, I didn't play 3D World until like 6 months after it came out. Like, I just wasn't into it. You know, I was playing Wind Waker and probably Destiny, and you know, there's just a lot of other games that I was playing at the time, and it was just like, well, I always put Mario games off until I don't have something to play, and then I'll really get into Mario. You know, like that's my my game where when games aren't coming out all the time, like I'll sit back and play that. That's I don't know. Maybe it'll change because of the situation with the Switch and stuff. Like how it's portable, but at the same time, I'm like, Xenoblade 2 is going to be out. The DLC for Destiny is going to be out by then. Zelda DLC is going to be out by then. Horizon's DLC is going to be out by then. I'm just going to have a lot to play in December and November, and Battlefront 2 is going to be out, and I definitely want to try that out. Like, I have the beta downloading right now because I want to play it like later. I think it's been extended till Wednesday.
Oh, it did? Okay.
Yeah, so like I want to play that. And so
because I downloaded it for both systems and wasn't able to give it a try, and I kind of missed out on it. So I do want to give that one a try.
Yeah. So I mean, I'll get around to Odyssey, and if there's that much buzz around it, and if people are really loving it, like I'll play it to the point where we can talk about it and actually have discussions about the mechanics and how good the game is. But that's just not a game like I'm really itching to play at the moment. I'm really, really excited for Xenoblade. That's the one game I'm super excited for. So, but other than that, a little bit of FIFA. We're still really enjoying that. I wish it sold more on Switch. We'll get into that story in a minute. I think that's about it. I think that's about it. I think that's about all I've been playing. It's been a busy weekend. So
yeah,
it's been a real busy week actually, and I haven't really done a podcast since like NGR Radio this week.
I heard Saturday.
Yeah, like Saturday was like, oh crap, we need to record NGR, and like we were throwing together like it. It didn't feel like a thrown together show, but we had to get Jason, and like it was less than an hour, which I think is our shortest NGR Radio ever.
Yeah,
So yeah, we did that, and I was like, man, last week I didn't record anything after you left. Like I hadn't recorded any shows, and so last week was super busy in terms of things I was doing outside of this.
Well, we did a lot of shows that week, so taking a break was like kind of needed for us.
Yeah, I know. Yeah, I mean we put a lot of work into those things, and like it was fun, like it was awesome, and I'm in the middle of editing the my personal thing that you and I did, like I'm excited for that, trying to line up more guests to talk about stuff on that show, so it'll be interesting to see how that goes, but just trying to get stuff done and hanging out with the wife, and we've been watching our shows and doing stuff, so it was a good break. So
yeah,
but yeah, I hope you guys take a listen to those shows, or at least watch them on YouTube, because we put a lot of work into that. We did a lot of things to make those episodes worth watching. I mean,
yes,
I mean it's fun to watch us on YouTube now, but like those episodes we put a lot of work into like putting gameplay with the games we were talking about, and like cut shots to where Ed was talking, he would be zoomed in on him. If I was talking, he'd be zoomed in on me. Then we'd have the wide shot, and just we did a lot of cool stuff with those episodes, that first episode in particular. So I'd appreciate it. Well, I mean, we both appreciate it if you go and watch that, check that episode out.
Yes.
But anyways, let's get back to this episode. We have some news bits to talk about, Ed.
Oh, please let me know what is going on in the world of Nintendo.
Yeah, so the UK charts, FIFA 18 sold just 1% of the games just 1% of the total games copies sold on Switch, which makes me really upset. 1% in the UK. It said numbers are coming in and sold better around the world on Switch, but in the UK, the majority were sold on PS4 and PC, followed by Xbox One.
Which is suspected.
Yeah.
That's suspected.
Yeah, and then 1% on Switch, and then 1% on PS3 and Xbox 360. The 1% only accounts for physical copies of the game. This eShop's numbers might be different, but we haven't gotten any solid numbers for that yet. So around the world, it's selling better though, closer to double digits on Switch, which is better. So
yeah, and I think once the holidays roll in and more Switches become available, I think FIFA 18 is definitely gonna pick up, because a lot of kids, small kids, do play FIFA, and if they could get it on Switch, then they'll be good to go. Because I think more adults are gonna play it, the online portion, and it definitely will sell better on one, because FIFA normally sells better on one than PS4. But with Europe, I expect it, because Europe is a big place for Sony. It's a big business for Sony.
Yeah.
So
I'm sad though, because like the Switch version, we couldn't say enough good things about it.
Yes, it looks so beautiful, man. And it runs smooth.
Yeah, it looks so good, and I've been playing it. Like, that's really the only Switch game I've really sunk a ton of time into the past week was FIFA. Like, it just feels so good to play, man. It's like, honestly, I know a lot of people are using their Switch as a portable device. If you want a portable sports game, like, that is the way to go, man. FIFA feels so good in handheld mode. So yeah, it's great. Ed, there's a new competitive third-person shooter coming to Switch.
Wait, what? What is it?
It's called Crazy Justice. It's a game by Black Riddle Studios. Announced that they are bringing the action game Crazy Justice to Switch early 2018. The third-person shooter is set in a steampunk sci-fi world, and I watched the trailer. It looks like if like Agents of Mayhem and Borderlands art styles kind of mixed together, and it was like a third-person competitive shooter. It's also coming out on all other platforms, including Xbox One and PS4 and PC. The game will support cross-platform play with Xbox One and PC.
Yes, nice.
You can use motion controls. It will have split-screen multiplayer. It doesn't say if it has any sort of campaign or anything yet, but I think the game is going to be it's going to be $19.99 on Xbox One, PC, and PS4, and $29.99 on Switch. So, actually, you know what it kind of looks like? Actually, it looks like Fortnite. If you ever saw the Fortnite art style.
Yes.
So, it looks really cool. I watched the trailer. A lot of cool different heroes with different abilities. They're not really calling it a hero shooter, but there are different characters with different abilities, but the gunplay is still the same. So it looks really cool. I definitely recommend you guys check it out. It looks pretty cool.
Yeah, I'm gonna check the trailer after the show because it sounds cool.
Yeah. So speaking of games coming to Switch, Stardew Valley debuts in its first week at the #1 spot on Switch eShop.
Yes.
And so far, a lot of people are digging it.
Oh, once it came out for Switch, like, people were begging for it, like, why is it not on my Switch? Why is it not on the eShop? And then when it finally dropped, everybody just started posting their little farms and how they're going to be playing the game. And people are still to this very day are posting about that game. So it's a big hit for Switch, and I think it's probably going to grow with the consumer base, it being on Switch. I think that game is really going to make some money on Switch.
Yeah, I really think so. I mean, when I have the time, it's okay. So the eShop, you've been through the Nintendo eShop, right? The Switch's eShop, and you know how you can add things to your wish list. Like, I only have like 3 games on my wish list right now, and I'm waiting to see if they ever announce physical copies for them. But Stardew Valley's on my list. Overcooked and Axiom Verge are the games that are, and Thumper are on my Switch eShop wish list. And like, Stardew Valley is one of those games that I feel like just should be downloaded, because it's one of those games that, you know, you can jump in for 15 minutes and do something, or you know, I'm waiting because, you know, that Fire Emblem Warriors Collector's Edition comes out on the 20th. And
yes.
really like to see that. So, yeah, I can't wait to play it because I've been waiting for the Switch version. Like it piqued my interest when it was only on PC, and then when they announced the Xbox One and PS4 versions, they also announced it would be coming to Switch at a later date. And I was like, okay, so I'm gonna wait for that version. So like now is the time. It just sucks that there's so many great games coming out, and there's not enough money to throw around because of life responsibilities and Destiny figures. but seriously, like, I mean, once I, probably around my birthday or Christmas when, people start getting gift cards or other things, like I'll probably get it around mid-November, December-ish, maybe early January. But this is definitely a game I'm going to play and try out and definitely look forward to. So
and that's why I said I'm definitely going to be double dipping. I got it for Xbox One because I wanted to try it out, like kind of learn it, and then with Switch I kind of want to fully just play the whole game more on Switch, because then I'll have an understanding of what I need to do.
Right. Yeah, it's definitely a game that I really want to dive into. So, let's see here. The new Splatfest for Splatoon. A lot of Splatoon news this week, actually. The Splatfest has been announced for America. I'm very sad because it's not the toilet paper thing we were talking about. The new Splatfest is Vampires versus Werewolves here in North America. So that's cool. I think it's next weekend. Or this coming weekend, I guess. It's Monday, isn't it? Dang it, man! Time flies so fast. I can't keep up. I can't keep up, everybody. I'm so sorry.
Which reminds me, I wonder if Burger King is going to do the black burgers again.
Yeah, I mean they probably will. It's so yeah. What team are you on, Ed? Vampire or werewolves?
Vampire.
Yeah, vampires, man. Nobody cares about werewolves. They're crazy.
Exactly.
Vampires are sexy. Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm just kidding. But anyways, Splatoon is also getting a new weapon and a new map this week. So, just in time for a Splatfest, so that's cool. The weapon is, what is this weapon? I read it. Hold on, I need to get back. It's called the Bamboozler 14MK. If it sounds familiar, it's because it was in the first game. The Bamboozler is a charger main weapon, and comes with a curling bomb and Tenta missiles as secondary weapons. So it seems like a charge shot bazooka type thing.
Oh, okay.
So I never got that far. I never used anything but the paint roller in Splatoon 1 because the paint roller is king. So. Let's see here. ARMS is getting the comic book treatment.
I can't wait. I'm definitely gonna pick this one up.
Looks like they're finally taking a page out of Blizzard's book, like we suggested when this game came out. Actually expanding the story on the characters and kind of giving them stories and stuff. Dark Horse and Nintendo have partnered on all sorts of comics and written properties before based on Nintendo IP. Now they're at it again, this time with the game ARMS. Dark Horse is working on a comic book based on the Switch fighting game. They didn't reveal any details of what to expect from the book, except for the first issue will be released early next year. They did tease a cool cover art, though, so the cover art looks really cool. It's got Ribbon Girl and Spring Man and Master Mummy on the front.
Nice.
So they're working closely with Nintendo's art team to have accurate portrayals of the characters, so that's cool. That is really cool.
Yeah, I kind of miss the Nintendo Power comics back in the day, where they had a Metroid one, they had a Mario World one. Kind of miss that, so that's why I'm looking forward to this ARMS one.
Mm-hmm. I used to get the Sonic comics all the time.
Yes.
Oh boy, those were cool, I guess. But yeah, it's yeah. All right, Ed. Remember the game Fear Effect? I think we talked about the remake on this show earlier.
Yes.
A couple months ago. The Fear Effect Sedna, which is the
witness the birth of the assassins.
Whoops, sorry guys. I accidentally clicked on a video and it started playing, and now it probably caught on the audio. Oh, no. It's okay. Fear Effect Sedna release window and Switch version have been announced, coming early 2018. The crowdfunded sequel has hit its goal to release a Switch version in early 2018.
Yes.
It is not going to be a third-person shooter, though. It's going to be a kind of tactical RPG similar to Fire Emblem and Disgaea, is what it's being compared to.
Oh.
So that's cool, I suppose. The developer Sushi also has a second team working on the upcoming Fear Effect remake funded by Square Enix, and the title is called Fear Effect Reinvented, which we talked about earlier this year, is also making its way to Switch. The art style looks cool, though.
It's still that cel-shaded kind of look.
Yeah, but it looks better. It looks really clean. It looks really good. There's a trailer on IGN for it. It looks really good.
I have to check it out.
So
I didn't get a chance to play Fear Effect. I remember reading about Part 2 in Game Informer, but I've never got to try that game, and I really do want to try it.
Yeah.
So I'm looking forward to this remake.
Yeah, I played the second game a lot, which is funny because I never really owned a PS1. It was one of the PS1 games I got when I got my PS2.
Uh-huh.
And I played it a lot, actually, and it was, at the time, I remember it being pretty good, kind of comparable to like Tomb Raider, but I loved Tomb Raider, but going back to those games, they're pretty bad. So I really hope they like fix the controls for this game, because the controls they're a mix between Tomb Raider's controls and Resident Evil's controls.
Oh, so tank controls, basically.
Basically, but they're not quite as precise as Resident Evil's.
Oh, God.
So just...
Yikes.
Yeah, I feel like they're going to do what they did in the Resident Evil Remake HD for PS4, where they finally allow you to play with normal controls and not the tank controls, which actually made those games a lot more playable.
Exactly.
So, man, those Resident Evil HD is so good. I love that game so much. I would love to see the HD version come to Switch at some point.
Please do, Capcom. Get on it.
Man. Going back to ARMS, I forgot to mention this when we were talking about the comic book, but ARMS is teasing their new character for the 3.2 update. It is a free... all the updates are free. I know we said that before, but they're teasing Dark Springman. So that's cool, I guess. The image is him. He has like this red mask on instead of and red hair and dark red eyes and black, and so like, you know, pretty much what you'd expect from a dark version of a character.
Right.
So
evil.
Yeah, evil. Super evil. Ed, do you like tactical RPGs?
Of course I do.
How would you like another tactical RPG for the Nintendo Switch?
Yes.
Unsung Story, originally kickstarted for PS4, Xbox One, and PC, has announced they have received additional funding for a Switch version.
Yes. Nice.
Yeah, the game was originally intended to be a mobile title, but Playdeck has changed the focus to develop the game as a full-on console and PC title. Little Orbit is now focused on the consoles. It's saying that the change is partly because of his fond memories of replaying Final Fantasy Tactics on PS1 from his couch. He wants the game to have that emotional draw for people who are fans of Final Fantasy Tactics. So,
yeah, and I think Switch needs more tactical games on it. Because right now it's really Disgaea.
Yeah, it's really just Disgaea, and then like Mario and Rabbids has a similar feel, but not the same as something like Fire Emblem or Disgaea. So that's good. I am thoroughly interested. I'll leave it at that. I will be paying attention to that game.
So I'll buy it and then tell you about it.
Yep.
Pretty much.
Yep. Pretty much. Yep. Well, Ed, the last news story we have revolves around the Nintendo World Championships. They have a winner. Thomas Gonda wins the World Championships. Congratulations to him. This year there were 24 players competing for the top prize. A nice increase from 16 competitors in 2015 when the event last happened. Nintendo didn't confirm whether the event will return next year, but congratulations to Thomas Gonda for winning the World Championships. What was the game, the championship game?
I think Mario Odyssey. I think, maybe. I didn't get to read it. I didn't get to check it.
Here we go. Okay, one of the challenges was a Breath of the Wild shield surfing match. Another was a mini game for Mario Party 2, and then the final event was a competition in Tetris. Okay. It doesn't say what the prize was or anything. Maybe you're right. Maybe it was just a copy of Mario Odyssey or something. But that's cool.
You know what? I would love to see the Nintendo World Champion return every 3 years.
Mm-hmm.
You know, I think that would be cool.
Yeah, I think I would. I mean, I would just love to see it every year. I think it's a cool way for Nintendo to promote their stuff and have just like this cool fan thing that's just like, hey, this is cool. This is just a cool thing that they do. So, well, Ed, that's kind of does it for all the news. I do have a question for you though, and this will be a quick topic because I have some things I need to take care of in a little bit. But like, we've seen a lot of franchises hit Switch this year. A lot of popular franchises, a lot of new IP, a lot of indie games, a lot of new ideas. There's a lot Nintendo still hasn't shown us. So for 2018, we have Yoshi, Kirby Star Allies, Pokemon, theoretically, Fire Emblem, and then in the further future, I would say Metroid Prime 4. Maybe 2018, but more likely a 2019 game, I'm thinking. I want to know what, if they keep up this trend of one major release every 4 to 6 weeks for this platform, whether it's, you know, a first-party game, whether it's a third-party title, stuff like that. What is the one franchise you want to see come next year?
Oh, this is very easy. Advance Wars. Advance Wars needs to make a comeback, and people will lose their mind if old school Advance Wars, and I'm not talking about just the Game Boy Advance ones from eShop. Like, those could drop anytime when Virtual Console start. But I would love to see that series actually return and come on the Switch and just give us some good graphics, still make it zany and fun, or even remake the original one and put it on Switch. Like, I think that series needs to return because a lot of people in the office, a lot of people at work and school were into Advance Wars for weeks. And a game that it was one of those games that you wouldn't expect people to play or be good at, but people started getting good. They started learning everything about it. And so Advance Wars, I think, needs to come back and recapture everybody's heart who miss it.
Yeah, there's a lot of cool things you could do with Advance Wars also. Like, you know, also, if you're planning on like releasing Fire Emblem maybe every 2 years now, like if you're trying to get that style of game out every 2 or 3 years, like do kind of what Activision does with Call of Duty and like have two teams. Like, I know Intelligent Systems does both games, but they have multiple teams within Intelligent Systems. Yeah. Like 1 year, like I would even like to see Codename Steam come back. So like every like maybe every other year would be Fire Emblem because that's your moneymaker, right? Every other year would be Fire Emblem. But in the off years, you would have like Advance Wars, and then the next off year would be Codename Steam. The next year would be like, you know what I mean? Like it would be Fire Emblem, Advance Wars, Fire Emblem, Codename Steam. Like there's a lot of cool ideas in Codename Steam. I actually really enjoyed it, having that almost third person shooter aspect to it, but really kind of more of the feel. It felt like Fire Emblem from a third person's perspective, I guess is what I'm trying to say. But like really do that with Advance Wars too, and like really be like, okay, we have this really cool art style for Advance Wars. It's kind of like Fire Emblem, but it'd be like the way Bethesda does Fallout and Skyrim, where it's kind of a similar type game, but Fallout is kind of like the future version of Skyrim, whereas Advance Wars would be kind of like the future version of Fire Emblem. You could even do kind of like an anime art style. I think that would be cool too. But I really think like a really nice hand drawn art style and really cool fluid animations would look awesome on the handheld screen.
Right, they have the art style to do it.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah, and I mean, in Advance, it's not like Advance Wars to begin with was a bad game. It was a great game that just kind of was almost held back by the Game Boy Advance because the second one came out super late, or the second did they make one for DS? No.
Yeah.
Did they?
Yeah, it was a whole different art style, whole different story.
Okay.
It was a little bit darker.
Okay.
Than the other ones.
And then they tried to make one for GameCube called Battalion Wars, right? That was the GameCube one, and then Battalion Wars 2 was for Wii, because I remember it was BWII, but it was the Wii thing. So like,
yeah,
I remember those games. But like, yeah, man, that'd be cool. Advance Wars, woo! I want it. For me, I think the easy answer would be Pikmin, but we already know Pikmin 4 is like. Miyamoto almost confirmed as much as like it's pretty much done. They're just kind of polishing it and waiting for the right time to release the game.
I'm going to be scared because I think I'm going to cry when I see it, and if it looks like literally just
it's gonna look better than Pikmin 3.
You know what? Even if it doesn't look even if it equals like the graphics of Pikmin 3, but a little bit spruced up, my mouth is going to be on the floor. Because I'm going to be jealous that I don't have that game. Like, I'm going to be mad that I don't have this game. I don't have this as a backdrop for my computer. I just want this running, you know. Because Pikmin, when you see in pictures, you'd be like, oh, that looks beautiful. You see that thing in motion, you just be like, what did y'all do? Yeah. How did you approve this kind of look for this game? There's just something graphical and with this art style in Pikmin that I'm just like, I really don't want to play you. I just want to look at you.
I love Pikmin so much. I want them to go back. Like I don't really care about like the timed thing. Like you only have a certain amount of days to do this task or whatever. Like I don't really care about that. I do like the juice aspect from 3, where like as long as you have enough juice and as long as you're farming juice, like. You'll have enough time to do this. But like, I would really like them to go back and kind of simplify it to just Olimar and kind of just him landing on a planet and really just exploring the planet, trying to find spaceship parts, and maybe like add some cool stuff to it. Like, okay, these aren't parts that fell off your ship when you wrecked, but these are parts that will make your ship better. Like it'll make it boost faster, and maybe like. You go to different planets and kind of find resources for your ship, and maybe you're tasked with building a fleet of ships because something is happening or something. I don't know. But
and it helps you get more Pikmin. Like every planet has new Pikmin on it.
Yeah, I think that would be really cool. I would. And that's like the cop-out answer, so that's not really my real answer, but I really want Pikmin 4 or Pikmin World, whatever they're calling it.
I really do hope they show Pikmin 4 at E3. I would literally want that to be like an E3 exclusive. Like, I don't... If they do show it in a Nintendo Direct, that's fine, but I'm kind of wanting, like, hey, this game series is still big, so let it have that E3 bigness appeal. And even if people don't care, I'm like, at least you guys showed it at the right time.
Yeah, I think Pikmin is a safe bet for next year. I think Pokemon's a safe bet for next year. I still think the Platinum games, like whether they're ports or new versions of the games or whatever, like I still think that at least one of those is a safe bet for next year.
Vanquish 2. I hope Vanquish 2 is a Nintendo Switch exclusive. And Because before you answer, a lot of people have said that Bayonetta now feels at home with the Switch.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, at home with Nintendo.
Yeah.
A lot of people are just like, this doesn't belong on no other console.
Well, there's no reason. Like, there's literally no reason for it to appear on any other console now. Like, I mean, okay, I get it. Like, if you want to re-release Bayonetta 1, that's fine on Xbox One and PS4. That's fine. But like, Bayonetta 2, the publishing rights are held by Nintendo. And it's going to take a lot of money for them to hand over the rights back to Sega to publish that game. And Platinum and anybody else who wants to publish that game. And like, that's going to cost more money than it's worth for them, I feel like, to publish it on other platforms, because I just don't... with the exception of Nier Automata, and like, I just don't think that those types of games have an audience. Like, I mean, they do, but it's very niche. Like, you see DMC. Like, DMC is an amazing game, and Devil May Cry has such and that name carries weight. But even that last game didn't sell well. Like,
I mean, the last game were because of fanboys having an attitude. So that was the only controversy of the game. Like, people who were real Devil May Cry fans would have went out and brought the game, and really was just like, oh, Ninja Theory did a fantastic job. Like, people were talking about it. It was just those who felt that because they changed the art style, or it's this being a reboot and stuff like that. Like, certain people cried out and did a foul move. And because of what their foulness is, that's what affected that game. But then people I think once people started playing like the not the remaster, the port version,
you mean the one for PS4 and Xbox One?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like, I think once people started playing that one, a lot of them started realizing and saying that I did something really unfair to this game. And people were just like, there are some people who still hold that attitude, but I think the people who let that go and actually gave the game a try were really surprised on how good that game is.
And like, I understand a lot of people would like Devil May Cry 5, like proper, like the original series Devil May Cry 5. I really want a sequel to DMC. Like, I have no affinity for Devil May Cry 1, 2, or 3. Like, I understand they're good games, and I only played them a little bit, but I loved DMC. Like, whatever the equivalent of the Platinum is on Xbox 360, I did, and I almost did it again on Xbox One. Like, I love that game. I love the characters. I love Cat. I love the story they're telling with Virgil. Like, and like, I knew the story of Devil May Cry, so I knew what was happening with Virgil. I'm not going to spoil it just in case anybody's never played those games, which you should definitely buy the Xbox One version of DMC. But I thought that whole story arc for him was interesting, about how you think well, I'm not going to spoil it, but it was really good, and I want to see that play out. I would really love to see that play out.
And I think the thing with DMC is that gameplay was... I was talking about this actually on Arsenal X, that when I played DMC on PS3, I had to configure some of the buttons and stuff.
Oh yeah, I switched all the buttons around. I switched them all around.
When I played it on one, it fit. Like, it felt good playing it on one with the Xbox One controller. And, I was just like, goodness, I think they should have saved this game for this system. I think it should have been an Xbox One exclusive for some reason.
Yeah, I think, like, it's weird because, like, that game came out... It came out, right before or right after the Tomb Raider reboot? I think it was like immediately after. Maybe Tomb Raider came out in February, and then this game came out in March-ish.
Yeah.
I don't know. That's probably totally wrong. I could look it up, but I'm not going to, so deal with it. But like, it came out in that weird time where Xbox One and PS4 was getting ready to be announced, and like, people were kind of hesitant on buying games because they're saving money for their new console, which is why, games like Splinter Cell didn't sell well, or, South Park sold well, but not as well as they wanted it to, because they were trying to see if these games would be ported to the new systems. And some of them were, and some of them weren't. And, I'm glad that DMC got a second life. I don't know how well it sold, but I hope it sold well, because I would love to see a sequel to that. But back to Bayonetta. I just feel like the way it was produced on Wii U, and the way, I think a lot of people view Bayonetta, and how she was, even her amiibo and her in Smash Brothers now, like, I feel like a lot of people see Bayonetta as a Nintendo franchise now. And so, I would love to see 1 and 2 come to Switch, and, come with a teaser for 3. Like, what if that's how they announce 3? As if, like, they're like, hey, we're porting Bayonetta 1 and 2 to Switch. It's a 2-pack, and you buy it, and then you beat both of them. And if you beat both campaigns, like, it'll just end with a trailer of 3, like, for Bayonetta 3, and that's how they announced it. Oh, that'd be cool.
Oh, yeah.
That'd be cool.
I think once Platinum work, like I always say, I think once you work with Nintendo, everything about your creativity and your development improves, becomes like way better. And I think when Platinum worked with Nintendo, and Nintendo allowed Platinum to do what they needed to do, I think Nintendo stepped in and helped them edit that game to be like, you know what, this is not good, but we know where you guys want to go. You guys should do this. Because I don't know who at Nintendo was going to play test and give ideas to Bayonetta. I don't know. It seems that Platinum was really thinking of from a Nintendo standpoint of how they approach their games to make it the game that it is.
Yeah. But I guess the franchise I want to see really hit hard on Switch. And I don't want them outsourcing it. I want them to do it in-house. I want them to really pay attention to the faults of the previous games and what made the previous games work. I want to see Star Fox. I want to see a good, decent Star Fox game on the Switch. And they can port Zero to Switch. That's fine. Like, I would like to see that too. But, like, I want a new Star Fox game. Maybe do something interesting. Like, remember the puppets from E3 a few years ago? Like,
yeah,
I think that'd be cool if they did that kind of weird, like, puppeteer art style with it. Or, I want them to do something really cool with it, and not really experiment with the formula, but really kind of build on what they have there. Because, like, the on-rail stuff works. The branching path stuff works.
Yes.
And, the arena fights work for the most part. I think there's some things they could do to explore with it. What I would like them to do, maybe after a good, proper Star Fox game, and I think we talked about this before, but I would like to see Star Fox Adventures 2 on Switch. Like, just not necessarily like that, but like a mix between Star Fox Assault and Star Fox Adventures, where, like, you do like you do these on rails battles to get to the planet or on the planet, and then maybe you get out of your aircraft after you fight a boss to explore a temple or something to find upgrades for your ship, and then you go back to do more Star Foxy stuff.
I think if they do that, Monolith will have to help. Not saying, and I'm not trying to bring up Breath of the Wild or anything, but I think Monolith will help them be able to create a better world than what they did with Star Fox Adventure, because as good as Star Fox Adventure was, there was a lot of problems from my perspective that I have with the game.
Who did Star Fox Adventures? Rare did Star Fox Adventures, right?
Yeah. And that's why I feel like that some of the problems that Rare just had with developing games at that time, you seen it in Star Fox Adventure. So, but I think Monolith would be good to help Nintendo out, and to flesh it out a little bit better with this gameplay.
Yeah. But But like I would really just like to see a really good, solid Star Fox game with a good, solid campaign, and maybe some cool multiplayer stuff like dogfighting, whatever.
Yeah.
You know, there's so many characters you could pick from now, from the Star Fox crew, and then the addition of Crystal to, you know, whatever these characters are in Star Fox 2, Star Wolf. Like, there's a lot of characters you could do, and like, I don't know. I think it would be cool. There's a bunch of different game modes you could probably do with that too. I just think it would be. I think if Nintendo really buckled down, they can make Star Fox popular again. You know, I don't want to say Star Fox Zero was a bad game, because I don't think it was a bad game. I think there's a good game in there. I just feel like the motion control stuff really threw a lot of people for a loop, and not shooting where you're flying your plane was such a huge adjustment for people that some people weren't willing to sit there and learn it, and that's why it didn't do well. But there's a good Star Fox game in there, you know. Yes. I would like them to, I don't know, build on something, you know. So I don't know. That was just a quick topic I thought we could discuss before we get out of here. But man, Ed, I missed podcasting last week. I missed it.
But you needed the break.
I did.
We did a lot of work, and we did a lot of work before last week, and we needed a rest.
I know. And I was talking to my wife earlier. I was like, I feel like I just need a big long break from a lot of things. And she was like, "Yeah, you probably do." I'm like, "Oh, gotta go do a show." Bye. So, but anyways, Ed, this was fun.
Yay!
I can't wait to do this again on Thursday.
Yes.
And in the group chat. Because you know that's exactly where I'm going from here. So
yeah.
Ed, where can we find you?
You guys can find me on Twitter at ThatRetroCode, and check out the new season next week of Optional Opinion. I will be starting that real soon, you guys. And you can, like I said, you can find that on SoundCloud and other podcast apps. You guys know where to find it. Yeah. The moment we'll be making a return. I am getting back to writing that, and I will be writing some Optional Opinion reviews, blogs, and be doing some game reviews. Hopefully, I can get some stuff up like real soon. Because I like Golf Story, I do want to play. And definitely when Fire Emblem Warriors come out, I kind of want to do a discussion about that. Hopefully, Corey, are you going to do an unboxing, or are we going to do a separate show for that? Thoughts on it? Or you want to wait for Monday for it?
Well, here's what we can do. I do want to do an unboxing, but I think maybe we should do it at the same time. Because you're getting it too, right? You said you were getting it too? Okay.
Yes.
I think we should do it at the same time. It'll have to be late Friday night, though, because I work.
Oh, that's fine.
All day. So we'll do it that night. And then the following week, we'll do a Fire Emblem Warriors Reacts. And we'll just do like a half-hour session on talking about the game.
Yes.
And then maybe we can talk about a little bit on PAL Block proper, but we'll do initial thoughts. Like this is where we'll finally start getting into that rhythm of stuff that we talked about. Where like, okay, we're talking about games as they come out in very specific ways, you know, in that, you know, because my brain is not working. It hurts so bad. But yeah, that's kind of our plan. When these new Switch games start coming out, like Odyssey, we'll talk about. That'll be the game we talk about after that. Man, I can't believe that's 2 weeks away. There are a couple other Switch games coming out in between there that, you know, I'll talk about, but we'll just save that for PAL Block. Like Knights of Azure 2, which is a JRPG coming out. It looks really interesting. I want to play.
Yeah, I want to play that one.
There's remember that Atelier series that was for PS4 or PS3 and Vita for a long time?
Yeah.
The next entry is coming out on Switch, and so I want to talk about that too. I don't know when it's coming out. They said winter 2017. So maybe it comes out at the end of December. I'm not sure when it's coming, but that game I want to talk about, and then we'll talk about Mario and I mean, maybe we'll talk about Skyrim in November. I don't know. There's a ton of Switch games coming out, and I can't wait to talk about all of them. And then we'll do the same thing for Xenoblade, that special edition, where we'll unbox it at the same time, and I'll be unboxing my controller because it's pink and green, and I just want to open it, play with it. But we'll do that for Xenoblade, and then we'll do a discussion on Xenoblade, and then I'm excited. I'm excited for all this, Ed. It's finally coming into fruition, and then we'll get into our Let's Pod and Plays of these games, because this is when we really need to start doing Let's Pod and Plays, where we'll talk about the games, and then we'll play them and do Let's Pod and Plays, and man, all right, cool.
Yes.
You can find me at CorianHD on Instagram and Twitch, CorianUHD on Twitter. You can find me on NGR Radio and a slew of other podcasts throughout the NGR Radio family. Check them all out. I do have some personal projects I'm working on. Ed was kind enough to be the first guest on my new show, my personal show, HD Reset, which is not up on any podcast services yet, but I will definitely keep everybody posted. I'm pretty excited for that. It's going to be a seasonal show. I want to do like 10 episodes at a time and then post them, and then another 10 episodes. That's what I've kind of decided to do. So I'm going to try to get a couple other people. I want to get some friends from around the internet to talk with. So that'll be fun. That'll be really fun. So other than that, so like, subscribe, and share to the Nerds Gone Rogue YouTube page. And until next time.
Everybody. Yes. Check out our Facebook page for Nintendo Power Block. I have a question up there, and I'm going to be trying to ask more questions to you guys. Like Corey said, don't forget to email us, because we do love your guys' questions, and we had such a good time answering.
That episode was almost 2 hours. It was great. It was awesome.
Yes.
That's why it took so long to edit. Because it was like 2 hours long. So,
but before we go, I kind of want to ask everybody this question. So it was announced that Virtual Boy might be getting a new game.
Yeah, I saw that.
Yeah. We would like to know what game you think it could be, or if you were able to bring a Virtual Boy game to Switch, how will it be played?
Here's what I think it is. I think it's an indie developer trying to show Nintendo that VR might be viable for them, and they're trying to use the Virtual Boy as a platform because it's Nintendo's platform, and that's how they're trying to get the message out.
Ooh. Well, everybody, yes, maybe discussion next time.
Yeah, we should talk about that. Maybe that'll be our topic for whatever day that is, Friday's episode. Well, that should be our topic. Write that down. Is VR viable for Nintendo? So, yeah, with that said, thank you guys so much for watching, and until next time, we love you.
Bye, everybody. Woohoo!